For many retirees, saving $1 million for retirement has been the standard goal, but believe it or not, a recent survey is saying that may not be enough. Joining us now, local financial professional Tim Kohanic from Stonebridge Insurance and Wealth Management. Tim, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Now, so the big question, how much should people be saving?
It's a good question, and it's a tough question to answer. And the reality is there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the question. And the reason for that is because everyone's vision of what they want their retirement to look like is slightly different, right? Some people want to do more extravagant types of things. They want to be able to travel the world. They want to be able to go to Europe and go on the cruises. And as we're living in a environment where things like that are getting more and more expensive and airline tickets more and more expensive, it's going to take more money to be able to do those things. But that's not everyone's vision for retirement. A lot of folks, they're okay with being able to just get up, not have to go to work, and sit on the front porch, drink a cup of coffee, listen to the birds. And so for them, they're not going to need $1.9 million like this recent survey from Schwab suggested. Between their Social Security and a little bit of retirement savings in their 401k, that might be sufficient. So it really depends on what you want your standard of living to look like. And so it takes a little bit more of a nuanced approach to figuring out exactly what you're going to need in retirement.
How can we start reaching our retirement savings goal?
Yes. So, there's a few different rules of thumb that people have historically gone by. And sometimes just to make it simple, they say, okay, by age 30, I'm going to need, 1 times my annual salary. So if I'm making $60,000, I need to have at least $60,000 saved for retirement. And then by 43 times, and then 6 times your salary by age 50 and 10 times by age 60. But again, that really depends on what you want to do in retirement and whether or not you have access to other resources, whether or not you have a pension that you're going to be able to rely on, which not many people do these days, but some do, whether or not you've got other income, whether it's rental income or farm income or something like that. But for most of us, through our 401k. So make sure you're taking advantage of your 401k. And if your company offers a match, make sure you're getting the full match at least. If you're able to shoot for achieving a savings rate of roughly 15% is kind of a goal. Now there's a process that you need to go through in order to get to that 15%. You need to make sure that you got a good emergency fund established, pay off your debt and that sort of thing. But start off by getting at least the full match, and then once you're able to get debt paid off except for your house, and make sure you've got a nice emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, that's when you can notch your way up to that 15% savings goal. Take advantage of, depending on your age, whether or not you qualify for things like catch-up contributions. So for a lot of folks, for people who are younger than 50, they can put $6,000 into an IRA, whether that's a traditional or Roth IRA, and $19,500 into a 401k. So a lot more in a 401k.
Tim Kohanic, as always, really appreciate your time and advice today.
My pleasure.